Hey guys, I am Love Ray of Foreplay with Ray, and welcome to the show. Come on inside. I don't bite unless you ask me to, and I probably won't either because it'll leave teeth marks. But today we have a guest. You want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I am Jinea Nicole, from Professionally Childish. I get the opportunity to sit in here and talk with Miss Love Ray.
I am so happy to have you here. So let's get right on into it. Now, man, this is not a bashing session on y'all. If you feel hit, you can come on the podcast next and you can tell us your red flags. But today we are talking about sexual red flags. Before the bedroom, in the bedroom, outside the bedroom, and while you probably won't get a chance to hit or hit again. You ready for this?
Look, I sure am. I got a story to tell.
So, let me tell y'all. I had this guy trying to talk to me, and he was spitting all kinds of game, and the stuff he was talking about was so confusing because I don't understand slang at all. And I was having a bad day. I was having a real rough day. And he was like, hey, I got something that'll make you smile. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm going about my business to get a Snapchat notification, and I open it up, and it's a dick pic. Not like a dick pic, full hard on. No, he was limp. And I was so disgusted. And I texted him back. I said, why would you do that to yourself?
People do that now?
Yes. They send limp dick pics trying to make you happy. I
mean, it was no video, no nothing.
It was no video. It was just a limp dick on some balls. And they weren't even shaved.
You know what?
That was disrespectful. It made me even more upset. And he had the nerve to be upset because he was like, well, where's mine? And I was like, I'm not sending you any pictures of myself. And he was like, why not? I was like, because I didn't want that from you. He was like, oh, does that mean that didn't make you smile? I was like, it made me mad because if you're going to send a pic like that, you could at least spruce it up or something. You could have shaved. You could have did anything. And then I was like, you know what? Okay, you're right. But I don't appreciate that. So then he messaged me back. He was like, but you're not going to send me nothing either? I was like, you finna get blocked. And now, to this day, he's blocked because of the fact he sent another one, and it was even worse. Way worse.
So in the second one, was he at least semi-hard in the second one, or was it just like...
So I guess the first one, he was sitting down. The second one he sent, after we done had this whole argument, he was standing up, and he's had his legs spread, but he was still limp. And then he told me I was scared that I couldn't handle that monster. And I was like, where the monster at? Your balls is bigger than your dick at this point.
Yeah, I've seen some of those before.
Yeah, exactly.
I honestly think that as women, we should have, dick pic etiquette classes because, I have a group of friends, and we actually share pictures from time to time, and we critique stuff. And so, I have this thing of don't be ashy. Yeah. Don't have an excessive amount of hair and stuff like that. I always ask the question, do you manscape? Mm-hmm. At least if you don't, do you at least groom a little bit? Mm-hmm. Get rid of that extra stuff looking like a forest and stuff.
Confused as hell because you don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at. And then my one thing about it is I hate dick pics, but if you send me one, like you said about the hair, try to be hard. Try to make it look like something. I mean, it's looking dry and sad. It just needs a hug, but not from me because of the fact that it looks nasty,
Maybe he was trying to, get you to make him happy too. He said you're having a bad day, you all can help each other out.
I wasn't going to help him out. I wasn't going to help him out. I was not going to help that man out, and he's still mad to this day, but he'll be okay. He'll be okay. Now, you said you had a story.
Yeah, look, I have dick pic stories. Good Lord, I got a lot of those. Like I said, my whole thing is just the personal grooming tip on there. I think that everybody has their own preference. Some people do like men to be a little more, I say unkempt, a little more wild. Maybe they think it's more manly, but I am definitely, a manscaper, tighten it up a little bit, throw some oil, some whatever on there so you're not ashy looking crusty. But I had this one guy that I knew. He would send dick pics out in the morning, but he used to send them in group messages.
No.
And I was like, that right there is like one of the most highly disrespectful things that you could ever do. And so, me, I'm a smart ass. I responded back to him because I saw the numbers, and I was just like, next time you send one out, just send it to me specifically. And so even now, like, we have a joke because we're still friends, and I always be like, yeah, I remember you send out those refurbished dick pics. And he's like, he's like, oh, you still judging me? But, we were young. We were like in our early 20s. So, but that's something to think about. Guys, when you're sending out pictures, make sure you are sending them to one specific person. Mm-hmm. Make it personable. Don't just send out some old random stuff that you took like years ago and you could tell it's an old pic.
Yeah. I've been sent one of those before, and it was crazy because it was my ex, and it was not my current ex, but my ex is from a couple years ago. He was married, and he was like, you missed this, and he sent me the picture on Facebook Messenger to make it so bad. And I looked at it, and I said, didn't you send me that picture when we first started dating?
I've had that happen before. I was like, hold on, so you just keep dick pics in your phone? Like, is that normal?
And then he was like, nah, this is me now. I was like, that was you when you was 40 pounds lighter, and that was when we first started dating, and I don't want to see that because you just got married. And he was like, oh, man, but don't you miss it, though? Like, that's so irritating. Do you not understand that I don't want that?
Right.
And then men don't even realize that when you sending out the pics, like, you got to put an angle or something to that. Or it's like, don't just have it there, like, just hanging out. It looks a little crusty, do something about that.
So I have this one friend. He calls his dick pics, he calls them wiener art, and it's hilarious because, like, he will actually crop angles and shade and have like words and everything. And I'm like, you know what? At least you put in the effort. Yeah,
that's creative.
Yeah, be creative. Let somebody know you're thinking about them. And I think that like a lot of times with guys, they're so used to doing the bare minimum that when they meet somebody that requires a little bit more, it's like, you gonna get this dick however I give it to you.
Exactly. Like, that is so irritating to me. And then the dudes, they're not romantic no more. Like, it's not hard. Good morning, beautiful. How you doing? Checking on you. How's your day? Or sending out a sweet message. And if you're trying to be freaky, I wish you was here right now so we could do this or we could do that. Instead of sending out crusty ass dick pics and being like, man, I really want some head right now.
Yeah, I'm like, before we jump into that, at least be like, good morning.
Yeah.
I don't think people understand the power of a good morning text message. Mm-hmm. It does. It definitely changes your day. And I think that, like, if somebody is interested in you and they're really, not just on some let's fuck tip, but, like, you want to be friends plus, you got to get to know somebody and at least tell me hi.
Yeah. Make me feel like you thinking about me in the morning. That makes me feel good. Because if you don't text me, like, good morning, but you want to text me each time you're horny, then you shouldn't be texting me at all because you're not going to get what you want anyway.
Right.
I had a guy who did too much, though. Like, he did too much. I mean, the sweet messages is okay. And I liked it. I liked all the attention. I liked being around him. I liked being with him and dealing with him. And sexually, we never really went there sexually because he was kind of a narrator. And it was like, for example, we'd be in the movies and he's like, I'm going to put my arm around your shoulder, okay? And I'm like, okay, just do it. Then he's like, I'm about to get ready to kiss you. Are you ready? And I was like, okay, just do it. So then when it got the time for us to do something, it never really happened because he kept telling me what he's about to do.
Yeah, he talked too much.
And the more you tell me what you're about to do, the more I'm anticipating it. And I was like, let's just go with the flow, And we literally, I think we made out for maybe 3 minutes, and he kept, I'm about to stick my tongue in your mouth, okay? I'm about to caress your boob, okay? I'm like, bro, you don't have to keep asking for permission. I'm here. Let's just go ahead and do it. But then he stopped.
Was he nervous?
No. This man, another thing I absolutely hate about men. Y'all hype yourselves up so much, and y'all don't even know what the hell y'all doing.
Yeah. Now that right there, that's a definite red flag for me. Like if a man is constantly talking about what they're gonna do, how they're gonna do it, and when you get this, I'm gonna make you fall in love with me, and blah blah blah. And then when you finally get there, it's like, so this is what we were talking about.
I came all the way here to be disappointed. But he wasn't even nervous, and that's the thing that threw me off, because he literally stopped. He stopped and he stood up. And I said, "What's wrong?" He was like, "Are you ready for the next phase of this?" And I was like, and I was looking around, because I'm like, "The next phase of what?" And he was like, "It's about to get real." And I was like, "Well, what's finna happen?" I'm thinking like, this man finna poison me, I'm finna die, you finna do something. He was like, "I'm gonna try to orally satisfy you. Are you ready?" What? And I looked, and I said, why are you saying it like that? And why are you being so dramatic about it? And he was like, "It's gonna be an experience." I was like, you know what? My mama's calling me, and I need to go.
That's weird.
It was the most weird experience I've ever had in my life, and to this day, he don't understand why he never got another chance to hang out with me, because that shit was weird. It was weird.
Yeah, that's real weird. Like, I sit back and I think about like weird moments. Some guys are just weird. Like this one guy, he would call his nut gravy, and I was like, "What? Yeah, don't you want some of this gravy?" No. And now I don't want no gravy on my mashed potatoes either. You're nasty. It's like, ew. I'm like, what'd you do? Did you take a creative writing class or something?
That's creative, though.
I was like, ew. So I said, man, they do some random stuff.
You have any stories?
But like I said, I got some stories to tell. So, look, hopefully he's not listening. He doesn't know I'm talking about him. But this is one guy, and this is going into people that hype themselves up. Mm-hmm. He was like at me for like years, and I'm just blowing him off. And then finally one day he was like, "Yeah, well, I got a new apartment and everything, and I want you to come through and see it." And so the first red flag for me should have been that it was like 6:00 in the morning and this man is drunk. Oh. I'm talking about like falling over, sloppy drunk. That should have been the first sign. Mm-hmm. But I was just like, okay, well, cool, we're friends, whatever. So I'll come over and talk. So we're talking and everything, and then I started like falling asleep, and he's like, "Well, you can go lay down." And I'm like, "This, okay, here we go." So go lay down and everything, and he's like, "Well, I promise I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to do anything to you that you don't want." And so, then he like starts touching me or whatever. I'm like, this in my mind, like, okay, you can do this. Just go and do it and get it over with. Girl, and I tell you, it was a sex that never happened.
Oh my God.
He was so drunk that like he could not get up at all.
Oh my God.
And I was like giving him a speech. I was like, "Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Mm-hmm. I understand. These things happen sometimes." I was like, "It's cool." I was like, "You just go on and relax, and maybe you're just tired." And so after that, he was like, "Yo, I feel like I need to make it up to you." And I'm like, "No, it's okay. I'm good." And so like after that, and he did it for like maybe a few months after. He was like, "I feel like I need to make it up to you." I'm like, "No, it's okay."
Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm. No. That would, I want to say, okay, so, like I told you, I'm a bartender, and I work at clubs. I've seen a lot, and I completely understand the whiskey dick thing, or the alcohol dick thing, because I've seen it. Mm-hmm. I posted a video to my Facebook Reels. This man, and the woman was a complete stranger, but was confused me was I didn't know if he came in with the dude or what. But the woman was a complete stranger, and they was getting down on the dance floor. Like he had his head between her legs. He was diving, and his homeboy that he came in with was getting mad, like real mad. Like they were arguing mad, and I was like, wait,
because he was with the woman.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's his boyfriend.
That's what I was saying. And the woman, of course, they're both drunk, so she's all over him. But he had a moment where he had to choose between chasing after the dude
or staying with
the girl. You know, he homies for life. You know, them homeboys.
He went and chased after the dude.
He went and chased after the dude.
Look, that was a clear sign. That was more than just his homeboy.
That was a red flag then for her, because she should have been like, okay, let him go. But she chased after him. Yeah, she chased after him.
Look, you should have followed them. I would want to see what happened next on that one.
That thing was so dramatic. I don't know. Something about the cops got involved out there. So, I don't know. Somebody got to fight with somebody, but that was a mess. And then, another thing I hate about men sometimes. This is not a man bashing session, I promise y'all, because we have our faults too. Y'all do too much about y'all homeboys. Y'all be... yeah, my homeboy this, my homeboy that. I'm riding with the boys. I'm hanging with the boys. You don't hang with the boys 7 days this week and ain't seen your girl not one time. So how close are y'all for real? Like, what are y'all doing for real? That you can't just be like, hey, let me hang out with her today. But your homeboy calling you at 4 o'clock in the morning asking why he ain't heard from you all day.
Who did it?
I've dated a guy.
I've dated a guy. That was his homeboy.
Like... I've dated a guy. And I know a lot of red flags when it comes to men who are in the closet, because my first love is a woman now. And there was a lot of red flags with that one too. How do I put this? He could not perform sexually with me. It was always 3 pumps and that's it. No foreplay. No touching, no kissing, no rubbing. Just boom, boom, boom. That's it. And it's always from the back. And I should have known that if that's all you do from the back, and it was never often or frequent, that it was something up that. Plus some other things.
But, it's some men out there who are just into anal. Like,
yeah.
And they're like into like the cream pie, shots and everything, porn is big ebony beauty ass shots.
Yeah.
And so, we've talked about that a lot too, as far as like men who prefer anal. And I'm like, have you ever gotten stuck in your butt? Like, for real.
That shit is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then you need lube. You need all kinds of that, because I don't know nobody that's just gonna be like, oh yeah, baby, come fuck me in the ass.
I mean, it's something that, like, because with one of my exes, we had a discussion about it, and he was like, because he had this fetish, and I'm like, okay, like, let me peg you so you can see what it feels like. Like, I'm not opposed, but like, that's not something that you're doing 2-3 times a week. Like, that's like twice a month, special occasion type thing
for your birthday,
right?
But that's about it, because you not know how uncomfortable it is to sit on your ass after a dick's been in your ass. And then don't let them say they want to come in your ass. Now you dripping stuff out your ass all day.
Open freeway.
Like, you don't understand. You sitting down and all of a sudden you feel something all squishy. And you're like, shit, he came in my ass last night. I forgot all about that.
Yep. Like I said, I think that when a man, if they want it, they should let you do them too. It's like,
I want to do that one day.
I have a friend that is like obsessed with pegging. Like, she wants a full strap on to peg a guy, and I was like, girl, when you find him, I just want to watch. Like, I want to see this.
I've seen a lot of porn, right? And I watch a lot of porn, and I've been obsessed with watching women peg men lately.
Really?
But it looks so fascinating, because it's like the woman's in control and she's making him take it. And for the most part, the guys are taking it pretty well, because guys' assholes are really expandable, apparently. Yeah. And I didn't even know that, because ours is tight, but theirs is like expandable.
So, I mean, is this like full strap on, or is this
full strap on? Full strap on. And they be going to town, and the men be liking it. I want to do that to somebody one day, but these people in this city, they.
But I think it's a lot of guys who are like low key interested in it, but they're not gonna say it out loud because of the whole, if I like prostate stimulation, stuff like that, it makes me gay. And it's like, no, it's like, it's a different kind of orgasm.
And it makes you come stronger, and make you stay hard longer. And it's a lot of men out there who like it, but won't tell you they like it unless you, hey, can I go low on you? Can I do this? Can I do that? But if you don't ask them, they ain't gonna tell you. That's irritating. That's so irritating.
Yeah. And I mean, when you talk about sex and everything, it's a lot of guys that are just kind of selfish and it's one-sided. And, that's what I've found out anyway. I think that, like, as women, we're more sexually free and liberated. And, you'll meet a guy and it's like, oh, yeah, I'm nasty. I'm a freak. And then it's like, so what do you think is nasty? And it's like, oh, yeah, I want to use this toy on you. And it's like, that's not really nasty.
Like, what else? This one dude told me, he was like, he's like, yeah, I'm a freak. I said, okay, what makes you a freak? And he was like, because I eat pussy. I was like, what else?
He's like, that's so regular.
I was like, what else you do? He was like, I eat pussy. And he said, I eat it off the bone. And I've never understood that saying. You eat it off the bone.
Right.
How? How do you eat pussy off the bone? Like, I mean, you saying you do such a good job that some invisible bone in the vagina just disappears? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
And he was so cocky with it. And I was like, okay, so each his own. But I don't talk to nobody that just all they can talk about is how good they are. Because the more you talk about it, the worse you are.
Exactly. Because, like, what I have found out is that the quiet ones are the ones that blow your mind, have you calling them and looking for them. And all that.
Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Them quiet ones, I'm quiet myself, but them quiet ones, they damn sure do know how to surprise you because they be into some crazy, freaky, nasty stuff, and they will bring that shit out of you. You didn't even know you, like, tied up, but little Tommy in the corner, he done tied your ass up and bent you over. Now you like, okay, from now on, I need to be tied up and bent over.
It's like, I like bondage. I want you to spank me, like, whatever you want. And then I think too that, like, when you're talking with somebody, like, you're getting to know them and things like that, I think some guys, they feel like if they say they're a pleaser or they're like, yeah, well, I like my woman to get theirs first or whatever, they think that that's appealing. When it's like, the less you talk about it and you just act on it, that's what makes a woman be attracted. Like, it's nothing wrong with, like, sending, like, I love me old nasty text message every now and then.
Oh yeah, me too.
I love that. Mental stimulation, that's like key. But it's like when you're sending them, you don't have to be just so
blunt.
Like, you don't have to be so blunt. Like, that's actually like a great foreplay. Like, tell me, throughout the day, like, what your plans are, but not like, yeah, later I'm gonna fuck you. No.
Yeah, later I'm gonna eat your pussy. Or, yeah, later I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. Okay, can you be more romantic? Like, can you be like, I miss the way you taste or some shit?
Yeah.
Like, something, but y'all, they be so blunt. And they be like, why? So aggressive. Good morning, come suck my dick. What?
And, that's the thing, though. I'm like, what some men don't understand, this right here, this is a huge red flag for me. Like, when a man is, like, constantly, when you gonna give me some head? When you gonna suck my dick? Like, the more you ask me, the more I don't want to. Yeah. Like, let me do what I want to do, And
then it's a turn off, too, because, like, I have a personal preference. I don't like talking to men who sag their pants. I don't like saying all that. That's gross and just pull your pants up. I don't like that. But for a man to just always be, like, hinting around to me, giving him head, I don't like that because most of y'all don't know what y'all doing when it comes down to grooming down there. And I would hate to get down there and smell nothing but onions. And now I got an attitude because not only am I not going to suck your dick, but she's going to get mad. Because some of them just be they do too much.
Look, I agree.
But they don't do enough down there.
They don't do enough. And I think that, like, when you talking to some men, and it's a shame how many grown-ass men don't clean properly, don't have proper diets and things like that. You walking around, all you eating is burgers and fries and chicken tenders. Your nut is nasty.
Yeah.
Like, eat some vegetables, drink some water, fruit, pineapple.
All you do is drink alcohol. Okay. Just because you drink cranberry juice in your Hennessy does not mean you drink cranberry juice.
Right.
I heard a man say that the other day. He was talking to a woman, and she was like, I guess they were on a date, and she was like, well, what do you do? She was like, I go to the gym, I work out. He was like, she was like, well, how do you eat? And it was an awkward conversation to have at the bar. But I was being nosy, and I want to hear what he had to say. So he was like, he said, I love me some fried chicken. And he said, I love soul food. And she was like, okay, that's good. And she was like, what about, like, what do you like to drink? And he was like, I love me some Hennessy and some Casamigos, some wine. And she had started laughing. She was like, but, like, as far as juices and sodas and waters, you drink water? Do you drink soda? He told her, he was like, I don't drink water.
Oh, no, that's a red flag on the plate. Your
you don't
shit
drink no
tastes
water?
like toxicity. Like,
and not the good kind. Like, not the good kind. And then, speaking of toxicity, y'all are toxic. Y'all are toxic. Have you ever had a dude who would slowly but surely try to make you think the way he think?
Oh, yeah.
And that's a big red flag for me, is if I get dressed up and I feel like I'm feeling good, I'm looking good, and you for some reason feel like, okay, I'm showing too much, I'm doing too much, and all that, and you be like, you look okay, I guess. What's the I guess for?
Right.
You can't get a compliment. Because y'all love being up under all these other people's profiles, complimenting them and stuff, but when it comes to the person you dealing with, you like, no share, no comment, no nothing. But in a text message, because my titty's showing.
Yep.
I hate that.
Yep. But it's this saying, we're like, why don't you like the woman you have at home? Because, y'all trip me out with that. Like, everybody but who you have at home.
Exactly. But then you get mad when you see other people giving them attention.
Mm-hmm.
So what's up with that?
Like, I don't know. It's crazy. It's like I'm going to put you up on the shelf kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you have, so let me put you up while I go out and I entertain everybody else.
Yeah, but then once you start back into yourself, they're like, why?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you going back to the way you used to be? Because now people notice you again. And, I'm a little insecure about that. And then, like you were saying about the mental stimulation and the foreplay thing, like, girl, do you not know how hard it is to have a conversation with dudes nowadays?
Yes.
Listen, I'm not street smart. I'm not. And I don't understand slang. So, this dude, he was trying to talk to my homegirl. And he was like, I got my, I think it was the YT friend with me. And I looked at her. I was like, is his friend a YouTuber? And she was like, no. She was like, but I don't know what that means. And I said, me either. So I asked Snapchat, like, what does YT mean? And my friend was like, girl, that means white. And I was like, oh. So I messaged her back. I was like, it means white. But why y'all gotta do all that?
Listen, it took me forever to figure out what IPY stood for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One of my friends was like, it stands for I promise you. I was like, oh. Am I just that? I'm not street smart. Not at all. And that's something that, like, will literally determine how far I'm going with you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind slang or anything like that. But, like, this one guy, one time he was texting me and it was, like, literally, like, I don't know what language he was speaking, but it was, like, symbols and all this stuff in there. And I was like, what the hell is this? And so I was like, I don't understand that. And he was like, oh, my bad, shawty, my bad. I'm like, I don't speak that language.
I don't know what you're talking about. And then another thing that I don't like is if you are trying to talk to me, the first date will not be at your house and you will not cook for me. Are you crazy? That is the easiest way to get fucked up or fucked. You trying to Netflix and chill while you order some church's chicken or pizza. No.
And and so I think that right there separates, like, are we dating? Or are we just fucking?
Exactly.
And so when you approach somebody, I think that, like, a lot of times men, they want to make it seem like it's going to be something when it's really not. And I'm like, don't lie. Don't make it seem like, oh, I really want to get to know you. I'm really interested in you. No, just be real. Like, I just want to fuck. Because 9 times out of 10, I want to too.
Like, we don't have to be in a relationship. I just want to get mine, you get yours, we both have a good ass day.
Right.
And that's it. But they be trying to make it seem like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. You did all that for 2 weeks.
And then you died because I ain't heard from you.
At all. A whole mental funeral because you go now. You got to go. I had an experience with a person so boring. And I talk a lot. I tend to talk a lot. I love to talk. And the only thing the person would say back is, okay, cool, you're agreeing with everything I say, and you're getting on my nerves. And when it came down to us even being sexual, it was like, no moaning, he's caressing me and stuff, but I'm doing all the work. And I hated that, because I don't mind doing all the work, but can you have some type of facial expression or something, because I need to know I'm doing a good job.
Yeah,
and
say something.
He had no indication of when he was coming. So he would just be like, I just came. And I'm like, how? I said, your body didn't change at all. He was like, yeah, and that was amazing. And he would text me, he would tell me that I was amazing, that I was good. But then I would be like, are you sure? Because when we in the bedroom, all you do is rub my arms or rub my thighs. Like, and he was like, yeah. And that was years ago. And he didn't understand why I changed my number, blocked him on everything, and ghosted him, because I'm bored.
Yeah.
We're always doing the same thing. I don't want to always do the same thing. We add a little spice in there, you know?
Yeah, he's one of those missionary-only people.
Yes. And I was always the one on top. Like, and then there's some people that's just, like, back shot only, which ain't nothing wrong with that, but we got to switch it up every now and then. Yeah. And we ain't got to be just in the bedroom either, you know? And men don't get that.
Not at all. Not at all. And then it's like, if you bring it up, it's like, oh, why are you trying to change? What do you want?
Oh, who taught you that?
Right.
Like,
but the thing is that, like, this is something that I learned too. Like, men who like porn and like watch porn excessively, those are the ones that you be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not real life type stuff. Like, I'm like, what are you doing? Because I had this thing about spit. I'm like, that's my hard stop. My hell, do not spit in my mouth. No.
Yeah.
And so, you know, when you watch porn, it's always that spit there. And he's like, oh, well, you know, can you spit? No. Negative.
No. I had, I don't understand in porn why men spit on the pussies and then lick it up. That is nasty. Even though that's your own saliva, what was the point of you even spitting on it if you was going to lick your own spit back up?
Yeah,
And then the women be hyping them up so bad, doing all that over-exaggerated moaning and screaming and yelling. So now niggas think that if you fucking, she's supposed to be yelling and screaming like this, and you supposed to be jackhammering her shit. Do not jackhammer me.
Exactly.
I don't want all that pressure, because if you're not really satisfying me, I'm going to tell you to stop. You hurting me.
And that's the thing. I think for so long, women, we just kind of took it and been like, it wasn't the best, whatever. No. Now it's like, as women, we're like, nah, that wasn't good at all. I didn't like that. Next time, can we do whatever? And I think that intimidates some men. It's like, every woman I had, they liked it this way, and you gonna like it this way too. And it's like, nah, every woman is different.
No. Have you ever had bad head?
Yeah. Oh God, yes. I was telling my friends, we were talking about it one time, and I was like, yo, my mind will wander, and I'll be like writing a grocery list in my head. I'll be thinking about what I need to do the next day, and the whole time I'm just like, are you done yet? Can we be done? I'm done.
Oof, Lord, men don't know how to listen to a woman's bodies. Okay. If I'm grinding myself into your face, you might be doing a good job. But if I'm like running from you, you are hurting me.
Right. And they think it's like, let me pull you closer.
No.
That
Get
hurts.
off of me. It hurts. Like, you are literally sucking the life out of me. Why are you sucking my clit so hard? And why in the world are you jamming your fingers into me? And they ain't even cut. Like, come on. Why? And then they feel like if they do their head, they're like this little swimming motion or some shit that they doing something, you are in the same spot pegging the shit out of me. Sir, can you move? Like, can you move? And they don't like when you tell them, go to the left a little bit, go to the right a little bit, because they'll be like, no, I'm right where I need to be. Watch this. Watch what? It's my body. I know you're hurting me. Like,
you just gotta move yourself.
And then they hold your legs so tight, like, so you can't move. And I'm like, you think I'm gonna be sore because you're doing such a good job? I'm gonna be sore because you got me in a fucking leg lock, hurting me.
And that's the thing, like when it's over, you sitting back and it's not like, you know how you had those sex like flashbacks and it's like, yes. You thinking back like, I am hurting like this for nothing. This shit was so whack. Like
you know, when it's really, really good sex, you have to have a minute to where you have to like get your nerve endings back and stuff, because at this point, this man done just took everything out of me. But then you have your moments where you're like, I am pissed the fuck off. I could have been eating, watching a show, drinking some wine, doing something else, and I came here to waste my time and get hurt, and not in a good way, because he didn't even do a good job. Like, yep. I'm walking right because of the fact that you don't put them long-ass nails inside of me, and now I'm uncomfortable down there.
Right, messing up my pH.
Exactly. Messing up my whole pH and messing up my whole system. Like, no, that's not right. It's not fair. It's not cool. And as a woman, I would want you to tell me if I'm not doing a good job. So, yeah. But is there anything else you would like to talk about?
Look, I don't know. Look, I'm following your lead. Like, this your show, girl.
Well, okay. I guess we can start shutting it down, closing it down then, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, it's cool with me. Like I said, we're doing red flags.
We're doing red flags. Oh, okay. I'm going to mention this one and then, you know. Another red flag of mine, sexual red flag, is if you are scared of the pussy and you don't know what foreplay is. Now, foreplay is more than kissing and rubbing and touching and nibbling. It's more like, caress me. If we're making out, you know, let's ground our bodies together, touch me everywhere, you know. But y'all dudes think that foreplay is kissing my lips, kissing my neck, sucking on the boob, and then putting it in.
Yeah.
It's a no for me. It's a big no for me. Don't do that, because I'm not turned on and you jamming yourself inside me. Do you not know how uncomfortable it is to jam yourself inside of a dry-ass vagina because you have not turned me on? And now I have an attitude, and now you're finna die and get blocked.
Yeah. Look, I can second that one. It's nothing sexy about half dry sex. That's the worst. Like,
and they think they be doing something. You know, force yourself up in there and got the nerves to think you're doing something. Like, come on now. And I just started wearing a weave, so I used to have short hair for a long time, but before this, years ago, I forgot what kind of hairstyle I had, but the dude, he thought that foreplay was him pulling my hair.
Look, now that worked for some people now.
But if I got weave in, you snatching out my tracks.
Look, but you know, and I think it goes down to communication though too.
We wasn't having sex.
So he just randomly pulling your hair?
He was like, I don't know what he was thinking, but he literally was talking, and he pulled my hair to kiss my neck. And I was like, ooh, you just pulled some tracks loose. Why would you do that? He was like, I was trying to be romantic. How? You pulled in my tracks. Like, now I gotta get these bitches back down.
Right. That's gonna be like, are you putting it on this? And that's look, now that's another thing. This is a real deal spill. If I just got my hair done, leave my hair wrapped.
Yes.
Like, for real. Like, especially if you're not paying for it.
Oh no. Yeah. And don't try to have no input on my hair, because of the fact, if you're not paying for it, your opinion don't matter. So why you got that color? I don't like that color. Did you pay for it? Are you gonna pay to get me the color that you want me to get? Because if you're not, then leave me alone about it.
Those are facts.
But I guess we'll wrap it up now, because we've been talking for a while. Thank you for coming on the show.
Like, no problem. Like,
and where can they find your podcast and all that good stuff?
Look, oh God, I gotta do my spiel. On Facebook, I'm Professionally Childish 1. On Instagram, Professionally Childish 1. And then on TikTok, it's Professionally Childish. And like always, I say, if you want to be my friend in real life, I'm Jinea Nicole.
Well, nice having you on the show, Jinea Nicole. And I am Love Ray. On Facebook, I'm Foreplay with Ray. On Instagram and TikTok, I'm Ray Said That. Y'all follow me. Come and check out both of our podcasts. Thank you guys for tuning in. And like I always say, if you have nobody to make you come, go fuck yourself.